Frankly, we did win this election. We did win this election. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list, okay?
Just past 2 a.m. Eastern on election night in 2020, Donald Trump falsely claimed victory and called for the vote counting to stop. The reality was that the result of the election was still unclear. News networks didn't start calling the race for Biden for another 4 days. Now, Trump's false claim of victory was temporarily boosted by what was called the red mirage. Same-day votes, which were counted first, tilted towards Trump. But because of the pandemic, a record number of Americans voted by mail, and those votes, which took days to count, gave Biden the White House. So, what should we expect this year, and when should we expect it? Joining me now is MSNBC national political correspondent, the great Steve Kornacki. Steve, it is so good to have you here tonight. I am so thrilled to get an early preview of what you're thinking. Can we first talk about the state of Pennsylvania? I was camped out in front of City Hall for more days than I care to remember. Do you have any expectation that their ability to count votes and return a call will be any faster this year than it was in 2020?
Famous last words, but I would say we can be cautiously optimistic about the speed of the count in Pennsylvania and really in most, if not all, of these battleground states. Why in Pennsylvania? Well, a lot of people will say, and this is true, they didn't change any of the laws in Pennsylvania. They had a chance to that would have expedited this. That didn't happen. But what has happened is this. We've seen it in Pennsylvania and we've seen it elsewhere. Voting by mail is down from 2020. During the pandemic, a lot more people were using it. They were at home. They didn't want to go out. And mail is what really clogged it in Pennsylvania and all these other states, especially in Pennsylvania, because they'd never processed it before. So now at least they have a few elections, election officials do, of dealing with mail-in voting. They're not going to have the massive numbers of it that they had before. They'll have plenty of it, but they're not going to have the massive numbers. And I think as well some indications that some of these counties, they didn't count overnight last time. I think you're going to get more sort of round-the-clock counting as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunities, even for Pennsylvania, to be faster.
Can we talk about what triggers recounts in some of these key battleground states? Because I know in Arizona and Pennsylvania, if the margin's tight enough, it's an automatic recount. What does it look like more holistically across the 7 key states?
I guess the most important thing to know is that in all of them, there's some kind of provision that any candidate can have a recount if they want it. They may have to pay for it in some cases, but there are provisions for the recount to take place. In Pennsylvania, there's an automatic one if it's 0.5%, 0.5% statewide. In Michigan, it's automatic, but it's stringent. That's a 2, by the way. 2,000 votes or fewer. Now, it was when Trump won Michigan in 2016, the margin was about 11,000, so it was starting to get down into that range. It was up to 154,000 last time, but you've got automatic recounts there. And a lot of the others, though, it's sort of, if it's very close and a candidate wants it, they can have it. May cost them money, but they can do it.
Steve, what, with that in mind, what are the counties that you're most sort of eagerly watching on election night that are going to be, if we can call them that, bellwethers for the ultimate result?
Oh, so many. What a question.
Sorry, give me your top 3. Give me your top 3.
Top 3. We got 3,143.
I know. It's like asking, I don't know, Willy Wonka to pick a favorite piece of candy. I don't know.
What do we want to look at? I'll give you a couple we're going to look at right here. Let's go to Georgia, and we're going to call up the 2020 results. And I call this the blue blob. You've got 9 core Democratic counties in the immediate Atlanta metro area. These have been getting much, much bluer election to election. Democrat, more than 40% of the votes inside here. One of my key questions here, this is if Democrats are having a good night, is the blob getting any bigger? And if it's going to get bigger, it's going to happen in this county right here. This is Fayette County. You can see Joe Biden lost this by 7 points, but just take a look at what's been happening in Fayette County. Look at this. Mitt Romney won this 2-1 in 2012, came all the way down to 19 points in 16, down to 7. If this trend continues, if Fayette flips and that blob gets bigger, it's a sign Democrats are getting something they want out of Georgia. So I'll give you that as number 1. Let's take a look up in North Carolina, too, because that's going to be a 7:30 poll close. We should get early stuff. How about there's Charlotte? It's a big city, one of the 2 big population hubs. Let's go to the east of Charlotte, the bedroom communities of Union County, big suburban county. Now, this is a little different than Fayette I just showed you because it's still an overwhelmingly Republican suburb, but it's a little more subtle here. But take a look in 2016, Trump won this by just over 30 points, came down to 24. An important question for Trump. Remember, he won Carolina both times, but his margin was cut more than in half. This was a significant part of the reason why. Does he stop this drainage, or does it get worse? Does he claw back towards 2016, or does he regress further? I think that's key because there's a lot of counties like Union around North Carolina. You talked about Pennsylvania, so we'll close out on a third county in Pennsylvania. And I want to go with, it's not that original, but Lackawanna County. This is Scranton. This is where Joe Biden's from. But again, just take a look at the political journey that Lackawanna County's been on. And so many counties in these Big Ten states are like this. Obama won Lackawanna in a landslide, 28 points. Look what happened in 2016. Trump got all the way down to 3.5 points. Biden, the Scranton native, comes along and gets that back up to the high single digits. I want to know, is this going back towards 2016? Is Trump actually flipping Lackawanna County? That's what his folks want to do, flip this and win this. Or are the gains that Democrats made small relative to what they used to have? But if they're back at mid-high single-digit Democratic victory here, it's a huge thing for Democrats.
Steve, you're such a wizard, man. I mean, I got to say, you just, for a brief moment, my anxiety and stress turned to excitement. I cannot wait to see you back at that big board on Tuesday night. You are a national treasure. Thank you for giving us an early preview. Our own Steve Kornacki. See you on Tuesday, my friend.
Hey, thanks, Alex. Really nice to see you.